Welcome to Panicking Mannequin. Today we are looking at the Vetskills OSCE and specifically nursing task number 8. This one is about preparing for an IV and getting everything ready, working out some drug calculations and just preparing your equipment. So let's go have a look. The examiners will be looking to see that you correctly perform the 30-second WHO hand scrub with the hand gel, select and prepare the equipment for an IV and for an injectable medication, select the correct medication, verbalise all the checks you're doing, and correctly calculate the medication dose required. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the hand gel provided, put a nice generous amount in my palm, and we're going to do a WHO hand wash. So just get that moving around, and then we're going to interlace our fingers, and the other side, and then this way. Then the tops of our fingers here, and the other side, our thumbs, and then we're going to finish with our fingertips in the palm. So first thing I'm going to do is get some IVs ready. Now we know it's a Labrador, so I'm going to go for a size 20, and that is the pink one. I'm checking that it is not expired and it is not broached, so that one is good to go. We've got a bung, again, in date, and it's not expired, so that's fine. And a T-connector, if they should want one. Then we need to give them some bandaging material, so I'm selecting the vet wrap, some soft band. You can give some conforming as well. And we're going to cut a few pieces of tape. Now it's for a Labrador, so I'm going to give a decent amount, and I'm cutting, not tearing. So that's going to go there. One more piece. There. And I'll leave them the roll and the scissors just in case they do feel they want some more. So I'm going to get rid of the things that we don't need. We don't need these dressings. And we're going to check that the clippers are working. So we're going to plug the clippers in. We're going to attach but not snap down the blade just yet. Turn them on. And whilst they're running, clip them into place. So now that we know that they're all good, we can pop them here. And we're going to give the vet some cotton wool for them to be able to swab the top of their bottle, and 2 pieces of cotton wool so they can do the Hibby and the Spirit. Speaking of which, we're going to give them some Hibby scrub and some Spirit. Another alternative, I could choose the ChloraPrep, and I've checked and it does have Chlor, Hexadine and Spirit, so that would replace those 2. Or a Clinell wipe, as long as it's in date and not broached. Again, I'm checking this is Chlor, Hexadine and alcohol, so it replaces these 2. What I'm not going to give them though is a wound cleansing wipe, which is just alcohol, so get rid of that one. Then we need to flush through the T-connector, so we're going to choose a 2.5 or a 3mm syringe that is in date, not broached, and we're going to go for a 23 gauge needle. It's not broached, it's in date. I'm going to build that aseptically. Peel that open, connect that to there aseptically, and immediately get rid of my waste into the domestic waste, which is just down here. So then we're going to select our sterile water. We're going to take a little piece of the cotton. I'm putting some Spirit on there, and I'm cleaning the top and getting rid of that in the bin. And then I'm going to aseptically draw up my sterile water. And then I'm going to use forceps to get rid of this needle. Straight in there. So I won't actually need a needle for this next bit. I'm going to open my T-connector, again aseptically, and I'm confirming it is in date, not broached. There we go. I'm going to remove that bung. I'm going to turn it upright so that it gets less air in it, and I'm going to flush that through. I'm going to pop that there for the surgeon. So next we're going to go work out how much the pre-med is so that we know which syringe to pick for the vet. So let's say it's alfaxalone, and the vet's dose is 2 milligrams per kilogram. Now we're going to times that by the patient weight. So let's say in this example, it's a 15 kilo patient. Make sure you are getting your units in there. They will be looking for them. Now, whilst that's a pretty simple equation to do in your head, you're going to be nervous, just use the calculator provided, trust me. So 2 milligrams per kilogram times 15 kilograms gives you 30. and that is 30 milligrams. So I always say to my students, that's great and all, but how do I get 30 milligrams out of this bottle? I need it in mils. So take this answer and pop it down into here. So 30 milligrams is what the patient requires. I need to divide it by the bottle strength. So it's always on the box. This alfaxalone, it's 10 milligrams per milliliter. So I know that that's 30 divided by 10 milligrams per milliliter. So that is just 30 divided by 10. No prizes for guessing. That is 3 ml. And that is your total answer. Let's select a 5 ml syringe. So we're going to select a needle. Now it's an IV dose, so it doesn't really matter if I choose the 21 or the 23 gauge, but again, they're both in date, neither of them are broached. Let's build that aseptically again. There we go. We're going to leave that out for the vet. Then we need to select the drug. So we know that it's alfaxalone, but we've got two choices. One of them will be wrong drug, broach date, strength. So let's take a look at them. So this one actually went out of date 3 days ago, so it's not going to be that one. Set you aside. This one, it's alfaxalone, it's 10 mg per mil, and it is within its broach date, so that's perfect. We'll pop that one there for them. So as long as we have got rid of all of our waste, we've got everything prepared for the vet, that's the end of the task. Thanks for joining me as we turn panic into peace. Remember, you can come back to this video anytime you like for a quick refresher. And if you think others might find it useful, then subscribe, like, comment, or share to help spread the word.